Did you have a relationship with your father?
My real father
yeah.
came along when I was about 12 or 13, and shows up, slapped me, and
Slapped you?
Yeah, and I beat his ass too. Me and my brother beat his ass. That's how he introduced himself, with a slap. And you don't be
damn.
well, I didn't know him. And he hit me, so I hit him back. And me and my brother beat him up, and he told us he was his daddy. But later on, I'm a forgiving person. I don't hold grudges. And my daddy had multiple myeloma, and I got to know him, and I took him to Indiana with me, and that's where he passed away at. And I never forget when he was dying, Shannon, because I'm the baby.
Right.
And he was so proud of me. The only time he ever really seen me on TV is when I was on Judge Joe Brown suing somebody for damaging my house.
Okay.
And so when he was he wanted to see this, but I know he wanted to see this, but he died. Make a long story short, when he was dying, he looked up at me, and at this time he couldn't talk, and he just said, "Thank you." And I said, "You don't owe me nothing." And I know he was saying, "I never did nothing for you, but you came back and you took care of the man that did not take care of you." I picked my daddy up from Grady Memorial Hospital. Put my daddy out with no health care. Cut his leg off wrong and pushed him to the car, put him in the car. I put him on a pamper and drove him from Atlanta, Georgia to Indianapolis. I pulled up at the CVS right over there in Riverdale and did not have no money. I wasn't making no money at the time. And I said, he needed his diabetic medication. And the man was like, it was a couple $100. I said, "Sir, I don't have it." I bust out crying. And the pharmacist looked at me and said, "Don't cry." I said, "I'm taking my daddy home to Indiana." He said, "I'm going to fill my prescription, and that should be enough for you to get him back on Medicaid, Medicare, so you can get him a prescription." He gave me his 30-day supply. I drove my daddy all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to Indianapolis in my Trailblazer, pulled over several times and changed his pamper in the back of the car. And he stayed with me for about 5 or 6 years. And this is when my career took off. I get a call.
Favor.
Huh?
God favor for what you did.
I told my daddy, he said, "I know what your mama done told you." I said, "Stop. We can start over." I said, "I don't know. I don't go by what people say about people. Let me get to know you." And I got to know him. And I got a chance to love him, to feel what a father love was. I already had that stepfather, but that was my stepdaddy.
Right.
He stood in for a long time, and then my real daddy came along, and I got to feel the love that my real daddy had for me. And when he passed away, I had just got a call. My daddy passed, I don't know if this is the exact day, on a Monday. That Wednesday, I got a call to come go on tour with Katt Williams. And I told my husband, I said, "You ain't gonna believe this." He said, "What?" I said, "They told me I'm going on tour with Katt Williams." I get to, I don't even know what's the first city was. I get to the city, we all in a room like this, and Katt come in, and I'm excited. I don't want to show my excitement because I don't really know Katt Williams. And he introduced himself, and we talking, and he overhear me on the phone. And I'm trying to get my brothers and sisters that my daddy just died. He said, "What you doing?" I said, "My daddy died." He said, "Your daddy died?" I said, "Yeah, he died Monday." I said, "I'm just trying to, do his funeral. Do you mind?" And he said, "No, I don't mind." He went behind the door and came back with a stack of money. And I said, "What is this?" He said, "Go bury your daddy and come back." And I was blown away. It was a couple $1,000s. My daddy had spent his insurance money right before he died. He literally cashed in his insurance pot. I could have kicked his ass. Because you got cancer and you die, you gonna cash in your damn life insurance pot. I almost put him in a potato sack. He better be thanking Katt Williams, because he was about to be potatoes.
Let me get this straight. Your father died.
Yes.
Monday. You get the call, you're going on tour with Katt.
Mm-hmm.
You've never met Katt before. You don't know Katt. You know who he is, but you don't know him like that. You introduce yourself. He walks up to you, and you're on the phone, and you're talking to your siblings about, okay, Dad just died, and we need to make arrangements to put him away.
Mm-hmm.
He overhears the conversation. He leaves, comes back, and hands you money.
A lot of money.
Saying, "Now go bury your dad and come back."
Yes, I did a show that Friday. That week, I flew home, buried my daddy, and came back. And I tried to pay it back. He said, "You don't owe me nothing."
So Katt, this has been Katt.
Been Katt. I just seen him at the Netflix, the guy who owns Netflix. We went to a party at his house. I always tell him thank you, because he didn't have to do that. And in this world, in this game, ain't a lot of people that will do that.
Ain't a whole lot of people, if you do something, they don't want something back in return at some point in time.
Or they gonna tweet about it.
Yes.
Or they gonna tell everybody, oh, I helped you. I hate people who do that. And people only know this story because I tell him.
Right.
But for him to bury my daddy a first day, and he still paid me, Shannon. He still paid me. He didn't take it out of my pay. He still paid me.
Is that what do people get wrong about Katt? Because people, and I've had a comedian on here, Gary Owen said the same thing, that he did him a solid. There have been several people, but there's some out there that don't rock with Katt and don't feel Katt is. What are we missing? I know him on a different level now, because after we did the interview, we've been in constant communication. So I know him on a little different level, and been in his presence since we did the interview. What are we missing? What do people don't know about Katt that you want people to absolutely understand about Katt Williams?
One of the nicest comics in this game that I ever deal with. I mean, the most caring. One of the most caring. And I don't deal with a lot of people because I'm old. I don't have horrible stories about comedians. Mm-hmm. I just, live my life. But that I will never forget, because you just could have told me, I'm going to pay you. But no, you paid for my daddy's funeral. And it was a few $1,000s.
Right. And didn't take it out your check.
Didn't take it out of my check.
And if he took it out your check, you'd have understood.
I didn't expect anything. You just told me to go bury my daddy. I was able to buy a casket. I was able to put him in the ground. I was able to get my brother and sisters up there. I was able to do everything.
Mm-hmm. When he gave you that money, did you think, like, Lord have mercy, this man just met me. He don't know me from a can of paint. I
said, no, you don't have to do that. I said, I'm going to be okay. I was trying to work it out. I mean, at the time, my husband was at General Motors, and I knew I was going to get paid from him. And then my husband got pretty good credit. We was talking about taking out a loan, all kind of stuff, right. Trying to get the city to bury him, all kind of stuff. Katt walked in and gave me the money and changed the whole situation.
Wow. Miss Man, I read, man, you used to scam people.
Yeah, I used to be a check forger. I was really good at it too.
You just steal a blank check, write the person's name on it, and go take it.
Well, back in the day, my brother, I ain't gonna say, my relative used to be a cat burglar.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because we like to do something before 2 something.